Peace and blessings, everyone. This is Salvatore Swain, aka the Credit Shaman, here with Carbon Capital as well. Where today we're going to talk to you a little bit about what these AI bots are. So you hear or maybe see a lot of me, Carbon Capital, and a few other trustees posting about the power and the profit of these AI bots. And to give people perspective, for the past 2.5 years, I've been studying AI technology in the direction of trading, as I've been a manual trader for about 4 to 5 years. And, throughout my process of learning and growing and understanding really this digital skill, I became a little fascinated with it, right? Because this is the age of ether, a new age in which the old paradigm of exchanging time for energy is slowly disappearing. AI is taking up most of our jobs these days, and the future is looking exactly like that. And so what we want to do is we want to be able to use technology for the right way. Well, I don't even want to frame it like that. What I want to say is just use technology to better the human experience, right? Because other than that, what's the purpose of technology, right? War, weapons, pretty ineffective, which brings us back to a quote that our brand stands off of by Buckminster Fuller. You can follow us on Instagram, Instagram.com/Carbon Capital Fund. Hopefully it'll take us directly to the page. But our first post is a quote from Buckminster Fuller. Humanity is acquiring all the right technology for all the wrong reasons, right? So we see blockchain technology and artificial intelligence really the future and the now of where money and currency and just one aspect of, the financial system or the changes in the financial system. Obviously, blockchain technology is way more powerful than that. But in the meantime, we're going to talk to you about why technology and AI can be beneficial for you and your life and what they are, how they work and stuff like that. So first and foremost, I want to present a problem or a variety of problems that are currently happening within the world right now, as we see, like I said, technology replacing people's jobs, especially during this time of, chaos in the world and lockdowns and all of these different things. A lot of people don't want to go to work, especially here in the United States, with the level of stimulus in the economy, with the government printing money. It really devalues one of the world's most stable currencies, which is the US dollar. And so you have to think, now these days, a lot of people don't want to go to work because they make money staying home on unemployment. Not to mention these jobs, these JOBs are so-called, mandating or making people coerced to make different medical decisions to get basically, the jab and stuff like that. And, so be it, right? You have your own beliefs. So do I. But the thing is, here in America, we are not supposed to be, especially our work is not supposed to be tampered with, or we're not supposed to be judged differently because we're a certain race, practice a certain creed, are a certain color, and damn sure if what we decide to do with our bodies and how we choose to protect ourselves. So be it, right? Whatever, this is the world we live in. However, it is a major problem. People are having to either submit to these mandates of getting something that may not be as beneficial for you as you may think, opposed to, giving up their security, right? And people have families. People have been working for some of these jobs for a few decades. Personally, my mother's going through the same thing. And so the problem is that we are relying on these people for our money, our jobs, our security, when I know it's what we have been taught, right? So we have to have compassion. However, there is another way, and there is a way for you to be able to say, listen, you're not gonna make me make the decision that you want, that you think is best for me, as especially in our true sovereignty. especially here in America, we are supposed to be standing up, really, really letting these corporations know that they don't control us and we don't need them as much as they think. So this is a new revolution of wealth and the redistribution of it, and being able to say, hey, have the confidence that you can maintain your survival without exchanging time for energy, but also to a corporation or an organization who is not necessarily serving you the same way you are serving it. And so, however, alongside of all of that, you can still have your security at your job. If you're happy with what you do and you love what you do, and you're willing to jump through the loopholes of what it may take to keep that job, you can still invest your money. And this brings us to problem number 2, because most people don't save money, right? But those of us who do save money, or those of us who even have money sitting around, with the rate of inflation being, let's just say October 2021, 2 months ago, October, November, the rate of inflation was above 6%. And so this brings the value of the US dollar continuously down, $92 now, or 92 cents per dollar or something like that. And prices keep going up, gas keeps going up, raw materials keep going up. And so $10,000 in the bank in the future may not be $10,000. It may have the 10-0, but it may not be able to buy as much. And that's where we see socialism and communism creeping into our country, like Robert Kiyosaki says, and whatever. So we have the decision to save our money. But when we do save our money, where do we put it? Typically in some kind of savings account under our a shoebox underneath of our bed, a safe, or maybe in gold, in silver, or land, or something like that. A lot of us choose to invest our loose capital into those things, those physical things, right? Which is fine, right? But 85 to 90% of money is digital these days. It's etheric, it's credit based, right? And so everything is digital. Even the money that you think you have in your bank account, the moment that you put the fiat into the account, it's all just digital at that point. Because let me just talk to you simply about what happens when you sign a banking agreement. You give permission, you give power of attorney with your signature when you sign a banking contract to be able to allow the bank to trade your money, right? And then credit it back to you. So that way you can see it in your account, it exists. And when you go to the ATM, you can pull it out. However, on the back end, they're taking your money and they're using AI technology. They're using bots. They're using high frequency trading and money managers to trade your money to make 10, 20, 30, 40% of your money a year, right? However, what do they guarantee you in those high yield savings accounts or savings accounts in general? Maybe 1%. I think PNC Bank, I think they said they give you 0.1% a year. It's like, the fuck, you're actually losing money while trying to save money. So it's like a big convoluted issue, right? And we understand that this has to change, or your decision and choice has to change. Because now what Carbon Capital and tons of other companies around the world are doing are exposing the truth about what AI could do for us. And AI allows us to be able to, use that money, put it in a place to where every single day you're risking a small percentage of it to maybe make a certain percentage of your initial savings account. So for example, if you have $10,000 sitting in the bank, why not instead lose money, right? If you keep it in the bank, opposed to putting it somewhere to potentially make 5 to 10%, sometimes 15% per month on your money, right? And then now what would that do for you? What would another $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 do for you, depending on the level of the amount that you have in your savings account? You could replace a full-time salary with less than $25,000, $30,000 in some of these technologies. And they'll make you incremental capital gains, stable capital gains, very different from, just traditional investing where you buy, long-term hold, it goes up, you take profit, or you just keep holding, it goes down, it goes up, and you're in it for the long run. Instead, how these bots work is they risk a certain percentage of your capital daily with a percentage in mind of profit, a profit percentage in mind of what they want to make, but then also encoded in the bots as they use different coding languages like MQL5, Python, and other machine learning coding. They will make decisions and they will manage risk. And that's the number one most important thing, which brings us to the third problem that I'm going to leave us with today. The third problem is managing risk and mostly managing our emotions. So AI is the solution, truthfully, for mitigating stress, risk, and emotions on a day-to-day basis, especially if you're a traditional investor or a manual trader. As you know, I can speak from experience, having 4 or 5 years worth of manual trading experience. I'm telling you, the relationship that I created with my trades wasn't the best. And it is from what I understand, it is a lifetime of mastery. And so you can't expect to acquire this skill overnight. My mentor always told me the amount of time that you think you're going to get it is going to take 3 times the amount that time. And so you think, okay, well, do I have to be a master at my emotions, a guru to be able to make money in the markets? Well, no, not necessarily. And now to take it a step further, the level of stress and mental real estate that was occupied during my process of being a manual trader, as now I've transitioned to 95% of my trades are AI driven. You know what I mean? I don't even have to look at the charts anymore if I didn't want to. However, I still do technical analysis. And of course, I need to be in touch with fundamentals. These AIs give me a new level of freedom, of time, of autonomy, and also stress. And that's why I'm super thankful for what we've discovered and what we're using and just the availability of this technology. To me, I get aroused, I get excited because I see this as an opportunity for people to get back their time. And I have a running theory about time and a whole perspective about, listen, we don't have enough of it. And so those people who are experiencing any of these problems that I mentioned here today, AI bots is the solution, or just rather one of them, right? It's not the end all be all. Never put all your eggs in one basket. However, these financial instruments and technologies do have the potential to liberate you. And to speak from other experiences, you can use these AIs and things like that to be able to do much more than you think. And you could change the trajectory of your financial destiny relatively fast. And so, I always refer to this website here, MQL5, as, they can show you how to build a trading bot. They can show you everything that you need. They actually have a lot of information right here, how to buy a trading robot, run your EA on a virtual hosting platform, test the indicator trading robot before buying it. They have it all right here. So if you wanted to learn more, you can. However, if you wanted to learn with us, we offer a program where we give you insider access to all of the EAs that we use personally to generate plus $10,000 a month, 100% passively. And we do not necessarily own some of these EAs. However, we white label them just like many people and companies do out there in the world as well. So we show you hands-on what you need to do to prepare for becoming more savvy in the digital economy with technical skills, but we also coach you in the realm of psychology, because you need to understand that 90% of investing is here, right? And so we talk to you about psychology, technical stuff, technical skills, and then we talk to you exactly about getting you set up with the EA, the expert advisors, which is another name for algorithm, or short for bot, or long for bot. Bot is actually the short term. It could be an algorithm, an expert advisor, it could be an indicator, it could be a this, it could be a that, has many different names, all the same thing. Expert advisors, it says it right here, analyze quotes of financial instruments as well as execute trade operations on the Forex and stock markets. And so I want to make that clear as well. The bots that we mainly use are mostly in the Forex market. and they do trade specific instruments like gold specifically. However, there is one EA that you can use to trade any instrument. And so that's one of the benefits of just going through our program. You get the awareness of someone who doesn't know anything about this to learning basic technical skills to then plugging in an AI to your money. And then all you need to know how to do is withdraw from that point forward. So you can look up on Google high frequency trading. You can look up algorithms, expert advisors, and you'll learn a little bit more about what I mean when I say these things and how they work. But for time's sakes, what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to share my screen with you. I'm going to join on my phone and I'm going to share my screen with you so that way you can see. Give me 1 second. You can see exactly how my accounts are doing. And then we can go from there. All right, just give me 1 second. All righty. Actually, give me 1 second. Let me bring up my account so that way they're ready to go. All right, so let me go ahead and share this screen with you guys now. And so what I'm about to show you are my Forex accounts. And so here you can see that I have about 15,000 circulating in this account. Over the past couple months, I have been withdrawing a lot, so you will see withdrawals. A lot of people think that this is too good to be true, and trust me, I thought the same thing. Trust me, I'm not an easy person to convince. But what you're seeing here is, typically on the week, let's just say, I believe this is 2 weeks, actually, if I'm not mistaken. But, on the past 2 weeks, I've had no loss with this bot. All of this was made 100% automated. And so with the 13 to 14,000 that I had circulating in the account, this bot will take 1 trade per day. And then what it'll do is it will basically risk a certain percentage to make 10 points or 10 pips, as I call them. And it'll profit off of it with super tight risk management settings, right? And so you can see in the past week, I've not only, or 2 weeks, I've deposited more money into it because I withdrew money, but I also, made a nice withdrawal the other day. Actually, the withdrawal process is actually pretty smooth and pretty fast. So let's just check the numbers on the month of November, so that way we could get a better perspective of how this AI is performing. So you can see on the month, we had a total profit of $2,300, 100% automated with this AI. And actually in the month of November, there was actually only 1 loss taken, 1 day where we had a loss taken. And what this bot will do is it'll take a trade, right? And if it loses that trade, the AI will see where it messed up and try to learn from its experience. And then it'll take another trade, right? But sometimes it's wrong again. And as you can see, less times than not, this thing is wrong, right? Because out of the 22, 23 trading days that we had in November, all of them were profitable except for 1. So you can see some of these profits. I'll move slow. And you can also see some of my withdrawals because I'm a big advocate for withdrawing your money, taking your profits, and putting them somewhere, whether you got to pay bills, you got to make other investments, you got to pay back debt, whatever you got to do with this money, you could do with it, right? And that's the beautiful thing about it. So this is just one account. I'm going to show you another account that in the past month, let's just go to November. We're going to go to November to December 1st. You can see this bot made $3,200. And so if After commissions, let's just say last month, this bot made let's just say $2,000, let's just say, right? That's about, based off of percentages, I only have about $14,000, $15,000 in this account during the month of November. Again, I was withdrawing and putting money back in because that's what I do. I take money out, put money back in, right? And so I only have about 30,000, not only, I'm not saying it's a small amount, but I have $30,000 of working capital in these accounts, making me 15% a month. And, so passively, $3,000 to $5,000 a month can really do something or make an impact on your life, is what I'm trying to say, because now I have my time freedom. I have not only my living expenses paid for, but I have extra cash flow that I could use to spill over into investments like coins or re-compound them into these bots. And, I have a friend in Miami who is using one of these technologies, and he started with, $500,000, and he compounded interest for over a year with that 500,000. And based off of the MyFX book data, the account has tripled over the past year and some change. And so he probably added more money to the bot as well. He probably has almost 2 million. And let's just say he makes 10% a month minimum. Let's just say he's netting about almost $20,000 a day, somewhere around maybe $200,000, $250,000 a month. And so it's crazy to think, but this is the reality for some people. And this is exactly what banks do, money managers do, hedge funds do, institutions, and even governments. So it's no secret. I'm super happy to be the whistleblower. If you are interested more in learning about AI technology, blockchain, and cryptocurrency, and definitely these bots, drop a like if you like what you've seen, but also subscribe to the channel, and also reach out if you want to get started and get a slot for our Q1 2022 program for mentorship. Other than that, I believe we will be launching some kind of Patreon subscription platform, so that way people who are interested in the blockchain could be thoroughly educated with a strong foundation for a low entry ticket. And then, because it shows their commitment monthly to show up and really want to make moves toward and progress in the field of the digital economy. So we have those looking forward for the next month or two. And this month we have developers launching the site and things like that. So it is an exciting month for Carbon Capital. So I'm super grateful to be able to show up in this way to drop gems. And if this benefited you, please let me know. Or if you're using some technologies you want to share with me, and we could go back and forth and stuff like that. So other than that, peace and love, family. Take care.